Breaking tonight, the man arrested for choking a Muncie Goodwill employee is now in federal custody. We have the details just ahead.
Plus, Muncie Community Schools school board revealed its debt reduction plan publicly tonight. We'll break down what that could mean for you.
And today we saw plenty of sunshine, but there is changes coming to the forecast. We'll have those details coming up. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
This is NewsLink Indiana breaking news.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Abby Lutz.
And I'm Emerson Lehman. Thanks for joining us. Tonight we begin with breaking news.
That's right. The former Ball State student arrested for choking a Goodwill employee and breaking a police officer's hand has been taken into federal custody today. 24-year-old Khalid Suleiman Bilal attacked the store clerk on March 25th after threatening to kill her if she did not convert to Islam. A special agent with the Department of Homeland Security stated that Bilal's behavior showed, quote, signs of radicalization. During his initial hearing today, Bilal was charged with 1 count of strangulation, 9 counts of battery, 3 counts of resisting law enforcement, 1 count of intimidation, and 1 count of criminal trespassing. Please continue to follow NewsLink Indiana and BallStateDaily.com for the most up-to-date coverage on this developing story. And as Muncie Community Schools continue to work through their financial situation, the state government is keeping a close eye on the school board.
That's right, Abby. And last night, the school board met publicly for the first time since Muncie was added to a bill that would allow for the state government to take over MCS. NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben joins us now with an update. Tony, thank you for being here.
Well, Emerson, Abby, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Last night, the public heard the district's debt reduction plan for the first time. The decision to approve that plan was tabled, but let's get you caught up on how the plan can affect you and what's next for the district.
We're really at the point where we're not sure month to month if we're going to have enough money to make sure we make payroll, particularly by the end of the summer.
Muncie Community School Superintendent Stephen Ball says there's more motivating the board to fix the district's money problems than just the looming government takeover.
Cash flow is at a crisis point.
At Tuesday night's board meeting, Ball presented the district's debt reduction plan in an effort to show the public and the state government that MCS can work out their problems on their own. But public comments following the presentation showed tensions were still high.
I want to ask one question. Does anybody think of that child? That child, not the facility, not the building, not how much money they're going to be making. Let's get for the kids. That's our community, not up here for the money.
After meeting with the Facilities Committee, Ball recommended the board close Northside Middle School, Storer Elementary School, Mitchell Elementary School, Sutton Elementary School, and close the Muncie Area Career Center and relocate those programs elsewhere. Closing those schools would save the district about $4 million. The plan as a whole would reduce the debt by about $13 million. However, Ball says the plan would still leave a $4.3 million deficit and does not address outstanding debt or bonds. Board President Debbie Fike acknowledged the complications with this proposal.
It's a contradiction where we ask for parent support and we want parents involved in our school, and then we say, but you're going to have to become supportive of another school because we're going to close yours. And that creates some real emotionality.
MCS had previously said schools would need to close if a state fact finder chose the Teachers Association offer for a new teacher's contract, something that happened earlier this month. In a statement, district officials said they might appeal that decision. As of Tuesday night, the board still has not decided on that appeal. If they move forward, the process could take up to 3 months.
And the members of the conference committee that will discuss the possible government takeover of MCS have been assigned, but no meeting has been scheduled as of yet. In the meantime, the district has postponed registration for pre-K and kindergarten. The school board has also scheduled an emergency public hearing for tomorrow night from 5 to 7 to get public input on the debt reduction plan. Following that will be a vote by the board on the plan itself at 7:15.
All right, Tony. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and be sure to tune into NewsLink tomorrow night at 6 for a live update from that hearing. More than 1,200 Hoosiers per year are dying because of opioid addictions. In downtown Muncie this afternoon, a group of Ball State students gave the problem a face here in Delaware County. NewsLink's Mallory Wheel has the story.
This issue that's so devastating every part of the city.
The meth capital of Indiana. That's the label Delaware County received in 2016. One group of Ball State students paired with community members to share the stories of addiction happening in their own backyard.
We're trying to bring the Muncie community, the Delaware County community together through story, through telling stories, to really be a resource to those affected by addiction.
Public relations major Lindsay Sharp is just one of 13 Englehart scholars to put on the event Facing Addiction in Delaware County. The event is part of the Facing Project, and Sharp says it offers more than just stories.
Have booths there for different community organizations to offer resources to those affected by addiction, and then maybe you know someone that is affected, and then you can take home pamphlets, that kind of stuff, how to get them into help that's cheap or free to them.
Michael Mueller works with the Narcotics Division for Muncie Police. He says the event is an important step towards solving the problem.
That we're trying to work together to solve it, and it's not just a police issue, it's not just a mental health issue or a prosecutor's issue, it's a community issue.
Sharp says the reason the community should care about the problem is quite simple.
This disease, this addiction is so rampant in Delaware County, and it's affecting everything from our businesses to our schools, and so it's really something that is just so prevalent here.
In Muncie, Mallory Wheel, NewsLink, Indiana.
This was the second event put on by the Englehart Scholars. The first touched on Madison County.
And one of the largest pro-life organizations is making a big statement, and they're doing it with baby socks. NewsLink Indiana's Gabby Mitchell has the story.
Earlier today, Students for Life of America President Nora Hope made a bold statement on University Green about Planned Parenthood. With the use of baby socks, Hope wanted to give a visual representation of how many fetuses are aborted each year.
So we're just trying to raise awareness about the fact that Planned Parenthood is doing that many abortions, and does anyone even really know what that number looks like? So the national organization has asked us to collect as many baby socks as possible from different people who support that mission. And then those baby socks will then be poured onto Congress's steps to give a visual representation to Congress as well as the United States.
While many people passing by did not want to engage in conversation, freshman Alexander Payne was compelled to let them know his support in their cause.
I think it's an absolute tragedy, the abortions that take place in this country. It's a genocide like it would never be allowed otherwise.
As of last week, U.S. District Attorney Tanya Pratt blocked Indiana lawmakers' attempt to make women receive an ultrasound and hear their fetus's heartbeat 18 hours prior to their abortion. Hope feels differently about her ruling.
And so just allowing people first to see their unborn and see that they are actually human beings and they deserve the same rights that any human being here in this nation deserves.
In Muncie, I'm Gabby Mitchell, NewsLink Indiana.
Although this was their last display for the year, Nora says there will be plenty to look forward to next semester. And Emerson, you know what else we have to look forward to? It's Easter weekend this weekend.
That's right, Abby. Easter's on its way, and so is Peter Cottontail. Nathan DeYoung, what can our little furry rabbit friend expect to hop forward through?
Abby, Emerson, we have a lot to expect over the next couple days. We're going to remain quiet for the rest of this evening. Radar over the last 3 hours indicates pretty clear conditions, and that was the precursor of what we saw today, those beautiful skies and conditions for the bus stop forecast. The start today, 47 degrees is what we're expecting. Tomorrow we are going to hit 71. You will be able to finally break out the shorts and the sunglasses and the full expenditure of summer wear. But coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about how long the warm temperatures will be here, the next chance for rain or thunderstorms, and also that Easter Sunday forecast.
Thanks, Nathan. After the break, one local business is putting a twist on your experience at a cafe.
Plus, are you stressed?
I'm not stressed.
Not stressed. Well, on NewsLink Indiana, when we come back, we'll show where you can relieve your stress right here on campus.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. The Two Cats Cafe is going on its second year of being open, and it's already adding a new addition.
That's right. The cafe plans to open a space where customers can wine and dine with a feline. NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Ehrman has the story.
It's an up-and-coming trend, and it's making its way right here to Muncie's doorstep. Two Cats Cafe is raising money to open a cat cafe called Zen Den, a catmosphere that will allow customers to bring their food from the cafe and enjoy it with a potential pet. Cafe manager Bassam Helwani says the theme will be very similar to the Two Cats Cafe, calling it
place. People come here and they feel, comfortable. They come here and do their homework, have good bite to eat.
an atmosphere that Rachel Walker is helping to create. Walker has been helping with the project thus far and says it's a rewarding project.
It makes me feel really special. I mean, I've been to a few cat cafes before, and I really love the idea of it just because it's helping them.
And the Zen Den location will be right next door, but just 10 minutes away. The cats will come from here at the Animal Rescue Fund to try and fix a bigger issue in the Muncie community. Even though the cats will be in the cafe, they will still be available for adoption. Executive Director Jody Letty explained shelters are only allowed to take so many cats to maintain a clean environment. The cats that aren't in the shelters end up on the streets of Muncie. She says this idea will give the cats a better chance of being adopted.
We're hoping that this will provide a quicker turnover, so to speak, as far as getting more cats adopted out more quickly, because they'll have the exposure, like I said, of people being able to come in on campus and look at them.
In hope to decrease the overpopulation of cats in Muncie and help them find a forever home.
Oh my gosh, you are so cute.
In Muncie, Brittany Ehrman, NewsLink, Indiana.
Two Cats Cafe owner says the cafe should be open in August of this year. If you're interested in donating to the project, you can go to Kickstarter.com and search Zen Den. Well, Ball State's Reinhard Orchid Greenhouse is offering a way to relax. They host meditation classes, and it could help you relieve stress, especially when finals are quickly approaching. NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Carlin has more on the story.
With finals just around the corner, many students need to find ways to relieve their stress. Taking a meditation class might be a way to help.
This gives the brain a rest.
Yeah.
When the brain is rested, they can think more clearly, their memory is improved.
Sherry Flanders, the meditation instructor, just recently started teaching a class every week at the Reinhard Orchid Center on Ball State's campus.
So let's just close the eyes. And I'd like you to just become aware of your breathing. I'm doing this as a free will offering, to create some sort of harmony in the community. And I want people to know how easy it is, how available it is to them to quiet their mind and be a community.
Just this past week, there were 15 students in attendance, and Ball State student Jackie Miller observed the class.
And they seem to really enjoy it. They seemed really peaceful and everything, like it was actually helping them de-stress.
In Muncie, Brittany Carlin, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you have any questions about the classes, you can contact Cheryl LeBlanc at 765-285-8839.
The mother of Ball State alumnus and talk show host David Letterman died yesterday at age 95. Dorothy Mengering was a resident of Carmel, Indiana, where she would appear remotely from her kitchen on her son's late-night talk shows. She was also a correspondent for 5 Olympic Games, where she would interview athletes and spectators alike. Mengering is survived by her husband, Hans Mengering, and her 3 children, David, Jan, and Gretchen. Abby, certainly a sad story there. But one thing that isn't sad is this wonderful weather we're having.
You're right. You know, it's perfect for Easter egg hunting.
That's right, Easter egg hunts. Nathan, what's in the Easter egg hunt forecast?
Yeah, we have a lot of hopping to get through. It's currently 58, but we'll talk about those details when we come back to NewsLink Indiana.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. And Abby, Easter Sunday is right around the corner. The holiday weekend is coming.
Definitely a lot of people having family plans. I know we're doing an Easter egg hunt this weekend. So Nathan, what can we expect for the weather this weekend?
Well, guys, we have a whole lot of weather to get through before we get to Easter Sunday, but I want to take a look over the last 10 hours over McKinley Avenue. We had a beautiful day today, plenty of sunshine and plenty of people taking advantage of that as we head into the evening hours. A few people still out at this time. Temperatures sit at 58 degrees. Those northeast winds at 6 miles per hour. Bring our temperature down a little bit, but it's also due to those clear skies that we're dealing with this evening, and it's the same all across the state of Indiana. This is a regional radar right here. You notice clear skies, a few light rain showers that are popping up, but nothing that's reaching the ground at this time. Highs today did get pretty warm overall. 66 degrees here in Muncie, 64 in Kokomo, 67 in Indianapolis. Places to the south where the wind was able to come up from the southeast, places like that got up to 72 degrees today. And the temperatures are on the rise, and they'll be on the rise for the next couple days. The 24-hour temperature change map shows that picture pretty well. Places like Lafayette at 7 degrees warmer, Champaign at 6 degrees warmer at this time. Precision cast paints for the rest of the evening. Pretty clear conditions. A few clouds could build into the overnight hours, but we do expect it to remain mostly clear. Conditions tonight will drop down to 47 degrees, cool and mostly clear. Winds will be out the east-northeast at 4 miles per hour. Precision cast for the next 24 hours continue to show us that we see once again cloudy skies in the forecast. We could see a few light rain showers in the daytime on Thursday. By the time we get to the late evening hours, a few of those could even turn into some thunderstorms. We'll keep an eye on those the next 24 hours, but scattered rain once again in the forecast for Friday. Your day planner for tomorrow remains pretty good. We'll see clear skies in the morning hours. However, by the time we get to the afternoon, conditions will warm up, but will become more cloudy. A few thunderstorms could be mixed into there. Over the 7 days here, we are expecting to see pretty decent conditions. as you notice, temperatures continue to warm up headed into the weekend. The thunderstorm chances remain with us in the Friday and Saturday. 79 on Saturday, which is above average for this time of year. By the time we get to Easter Sunday, we are expecting conditions to cool down just a tad, but 65 is not bad for any of the kiddos wanting to do any type of Easter egg hunts on Sunday. But once again, those rain chances return back to the forecast on Monday, but temperatures will stabilize out, return back to what we consider average for this time of year. But other than that, we have a pretty decent forecast aligned for us.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. And DeMarcus, my man, what's coming up in sports?
Well, guys, an exciting weekend for Cardinals fans. On Saturday, there are 5 different Cardinals teams in action, including in that is the Ball State football team in their annual spring game. Speaking of football, Ball State football has some big shoes to fill on its defense next year. Find out who the Cardinals will need to step up. And the men's volleyball team gets another home game this weekend. We have your postseason preview ahead in sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
This is NewsLink Indiana Sports, presented by The Haven.
Good evening. Well, with spring practice nearly in the books for Ball State football, it's almost time to look ahead to the fall season. There will be several question marks for the Cardinals going into the year. As Peter Hood tells us, the linebacking core is certainly one of them.
With the graduation of Sean Wiggins, Aaron Taylor, Zach Ryan, and Stu Stanley, Ball State football's linebacking core lost nearly 300 tackles worth of production. Makes for an interesting challenge for linebackers coach Johnny Curtis.
What we're going to have to do is be patient and let them work through a lot of things that they haven't had an opportunity to experience. So, again, on my level is that I got to bring the tone down just a little bit in the room, but still keep the level of play at as high as possible.
And doing that will require the new veteran in the room to step up. Damon Singleton is the leading returning tackler amongst the linebackers, but he's had just 31 of them in 2 years as a backup.
When you put guys in a position of power, one or two things happen. Either they rise up or they shrink down, and I've seen a tremendous amount of rise in Damon. And I've seen his leadership.
It's a little different because I've been playing with Zach, Aaron, and all them for like 3 years. Now that they left, I got to take their role and be a leader to all the young kids that have no playing time, no experience out there. So it's a little challenge for me, but I'm up for it.
And his younger teammates say they're ready to step up too.
I want to be able to fill their shoes. Starting as a freshman, it's a big role, but I'm up for the shot.
3 opportunities remain for these young linebackers to get valuable reps in spring practice. First on Thursday, followed by the spring game on Saturday, and then comes the final practice of the spring period on Monday. We'll be out here with full coverage until then. For now, from Schumann Stadium in Muncie, Peter Hood, NewsLink, Indiana.
Meanwhile, the Ball State men's volleyball team is gearing up for postseason action as they take on Loyola Chicago at home Saturday in the first round of their conference tournament. After finishing the regular season 18-9 and securing a 4 seed in the MIVA tournament, the Cardinals are looking for continued success in the postseason. Ball State will face Loyola, a team they swept in the regular season finale. But the team knows they must be on the same page to keep their season alive, and they know how important home court advantage is.
You know, we've kind of been starting to play as a team more, a lot of energy. Some guys have been stepping up in some different areas that they hadn't been earlier in the year. So I think, you know, our team chemistry right now is at an all-time high, and I think that's kind of where our focus is.
1999 was the last time we won at Loyola. 1999. So the difference between, you know, we've beaten them regularly here at home. We've struggled to beat them up in Chicago at their place. Playing at home this weekend is critical. And it doesn't guarantee anything. We still have to step on the court and put forth great effort. But we're going to be a lot more comfortable playing here than we would be if we had to go to Loyola and play in their gym.
All right, well, thank you for that update, DeMarcus. And a popular movie is preparing for a sequel by adding to its cast.
And a famous comedian is remembering the life of his older brother. Your entertainment news is next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. I'm Sarah Lehman with All Things Entertainment. All you Deadpool fans, get ready to welcome Josh Brolin to the cast of Deadpool 2. The Oscar-nominated Oscar has been cast as the Cable in superhero sequel. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Brolin signed a 4-movie deal playing Cable in Deadpool 2 and other Marvel shows, such as X-Force. His character is described by Deadpool creators as a polar opposite to the film's outrageous hero played by Ryan Reynolds. Deadpool 2 is set to release in March of 2018. And Eddie Murphy is mourning the sudden loss of his older brother, Charlie Murphy. Eddie said their family will never be the same. Charlie died Wednesday at 52 after battling leukemia. Eddie says on behalf of his family, Charlie filled our family with love and laughter, and there won't be a day that goes by that his presence will not be missed. He also thanked Charlie's millions of fans for their outpouring of condolences and prayers. And that's all for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, well, Sarah, thank you for that update. And Nathan, let's take that final look at the 7-day forecast.
So for tomorrow, we are expecting temperatures to warm right back up to 71 degrees. We'll have mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, but for that all-important weekend forecast, especially for Easter Sunday, if you have outdoor plans, as of right now, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. A few thunderstorms could work their way into the forecast in the afternoon, but 65 degrees is the forecasted high temperature and making it for a beautiful weekend overall, despite the rain.
All right, Nathan, well, thank you very much. And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 right here on Cardinal Vision or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
been watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.